And now it's time for Real Life Stories with Spellbound. The Propane Attendant. When I was younger, I worked in like a construction supply and roofing supply place. I was the counter dude. Across the street from us was a gas station that also sold propane. They had a huge propane tank. So from my desk window, I could see people purchasing propane all day long. The guy that would help people fill up the propane tank regularly would come outside to help the customers, and he'd have a lit cigarette in his mouth. And here I am thinking, propane, lit cigarette, kerbang. But every day, I'd see this guy with his lit cigarette. Nothing happened. So one day, the catering truck pulls up and I go out there to get a beverage, and that guy from across the street walks up to the catering truck. And I turn to him and say, hey, I work over here and I have a window that I look out of and I see you from time to time filling up propane tanks. And I notice that you smoke during that. Is that dangerous? Does that scare you? And this guy looked at me and smiled and laughed and said, no, it's not dangerous and it doesn't scare me. And I thought, how is that possible? He said that the temperature of the cherry of a cigarette is not hot enough to ignite propane. Although, if you puff on your cigarette, it rises the temperature, and that would be enough to ignite the propane. So all you gotta do is just not puff on your cigarette while you're filling them, and you'll be okay. Really? So I said to him, let me get this right. The whole entire neighborhood is in jeopardy of you accidentally taking a puff of your cigarette to keep it lit. And he goes, well, yeah, I guess so. I said, thank you for taking my life in your hands. And he laughed and thought that was funny. Yeah, I didn't. A few days later, I'm sitting at my desk and I look across the street. I see that guy filling up a propane tank with a cigarette in his mouth. Well, I guess he never puffed on it, because here I am telling the story today. And if that guy's listening to this now, you're a jerk, man. Oh.